I'm going to make this one quick as my PlayStation 5 lays more dormant than Mount Kilimanjaro on melatonin. Christmas Eve has arrived and a bunch of mobsters have infiltrated an absurdly rich household in the name of stealing $300 million from the family vault. So it's up to Santa Claus to neutralize the hostage situation and stop the bad guys before said vault becomes emptier than the 10-gram tub of Haribo I opened 21 minutes ago. Violent Night's trailer gave me the impression I would be in for a nobody-esque occasion with Santa Claus dishing out the ass whoopings, and that's basically all I desired from it. Not a completely far-fetched request, because this movie, Nobody and John Wick all share a producer as well as a rated 15 badge provided by the British Board of Film Classification. You probably guessed from my tone that this particular Kris Kringle mistreated this specific wish. I expected it to be more brutal. Don't get me wrong, there are some fight-gasmic moments. I liked how the Christmas-themed environment was incorporated into the combat, and I'd be remiss if the sound engineers didn't get a shout-out for syncing up certain notes of beloved holiday jingles with acts of aggressive melee. However, ultimately I felt that the movie's action was edging me for the most part, but couldn't manage to summon anything more than a charitable droplet of pre-cum. Alas, there isn't much joyment, probably not a word, to be found outside of the physical conflicts. The acting is not why I was in attendance, but each performance emitted a fit-for-purpose vibe, with the exception of David Harbour's refreshing, gritty, rangy, and even relatable depiction of Papa Noel that certainly was a dramatic improvement on his shambolic attempt at Hellboy. The movie paces its 112-minute runtime inefficiently. The first act provides us with some minor laughs and snippets of brawling. Act 2 desecrates any momentum by ways of trying to make you give a fuck about character arc, but because 99.9% of this film's viewership are here to see old Saint Nick throw down, attempts at emotional investment seems folly, plus as previously touched upon, the acting doesn't have the clout to prevent this section of the feature from flirting with boredom. The final third is predominantly dedicated to the aforementioned lackluster action, accompanied by a tribute to Die Hard and Home Alone. Sure, the movie acknowledges the fact that it's influenced by those classics, but in my eyes being meta does not excuse an absence of originality. Pacing aside, 1 hour and 52 minutes is simply too long for this type of premise. If the editor wasn't so shy, they could have easily shaved off 15 minutes or so and it wouldn't have compromised anything. Failing that, it would have been more than acceptable if several of the unnecessary scenes were replaced with more of our protagonist's really intriguing origin story that should have been explored deeper than your mum's anal canal after she's been spoon-fed a glass of peach Lambrini. Violent Night fails to make my nice list, but also the naughty one too. If I had to categorize it as such, I'd say the meh list would be its rightful place. I found my overall experience super frustrating, as it was almost what I wanted. With that said though, compared to the more traditional Christmas flicks, it couldn't be more revitalizing, as the modus operandi we're accustomed to gets regurgitated more frequently than my Yule log bro Gert gets spewed all over my dad's pillow.